It's Friday. And Friday should just be a day of relaxation. Should be a day to take off your shoes and enjoy your day and not have to deal with stupidity. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're still dealing with American stupidity. And I got to tell you, Stu, it's what's fascinating when I talk to people about Donald Trump. And last night, playing hockey with my friends, I get into this whole conversation about the Trump tariffs, and I just heard one statement from one of the guys, and I said, "Thank you, CNN." I said, "What the hell does that mean?" I said, "That's exactly what CNN said. You parroted exactly verbatim words that came out of this reporter's mouth. I heard those words too." But I did a little bit of homework and I found that it's not exactly that. But in order to enhance Trump derangement syndrome, and by the way, folks, is medication for that. Please do us a favor.
Trump and all.
Trump and all. Stop listening to stupidity, because the people who are whining the most, and we'll prove it to you today, the people who are whining the most are actually contradicting themselves. It's unbelievable. Welcome back to the Rent Network, everybody. I am David Solomon. He is Stuart Brisgell. Although I am in Canada and he's in the United States, we have been doing this thing called the Rent Network for over 5 years. What we do here, ladies and gentlemen, it's simple, it's unedited, it's uncensored, it's unfiltered, and we are beyond unapologetic. We could care less how much people could like, hate, dislike, comment, criticize, compliment, whatever we do. We're fine with it. You want to know why? Because it's our honest opinions. Because we get into pop culture. We get into politics. We get into the quirks of modern life. We get into so many different things. It is beyond absurd. And that is what we want to do here at the Rat Network. So sit back, relax, put your comments, please. Fill up our comment box. Like it, you name it. Because we are just going to dive in today into the contradictions to it. And I'll give you one of them. Because I want to start off with this. I love this. We know that since last week, the stock market has looked worse than a roller coaster at Six Flags. Up, down, crazy, wild swings. You've never seen a dive like that. You've never seen an increase like that in our lives. It's been amazing. But on one day, the media says it's horrible for the economy. How dare Donald Trump crash the stock market? Then the next day, oh, look how much money he made for billionaires. But in the meantime, look at all those poor people who have lost money. Stuart, let me just tell you how crazy the media is, and I'm going to take another few seconds. Since the beginning of the calendar year, Elon Musk has lost a staggering $132 billion of his worth. Larry Ellison has lost $23.2 billion. Jeff Bezos, $22.5 billion. That's billion with a B, people. Okay, Michael Dell, $20 billion. Larry Page, 17.8. Sergey Brin, 16.6. Now, what I'm amazed by is the statement by the media, which said Trump's policies are about putting more money into rich people's pockets. Did you hear the numbers I just laid out? We're talking over $300 billion of losses, but Trump is putting money in their pockets. Wow. That's the contradiction, Stuart. So that was my view of what the media and how discredited they are. What's your view of the contradiction?
Yeah, David, I'm about to go absolutely funny on you. All right.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna put you in the center. Go for it, dude.
Okay. So I literally, and this whole rant starts from a conversation that I had with an attorney, yesterday around lunch, water cooler talk in my office. And I go to the attorney, or the attorney goes to me and goes, look at what they're doing. This Dodge group, that Trump started, and Elon Musk and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, really? I said, so Donald Trump started Dodge.
Doge.
And he's like, yes. I like
to call it Doge.
Doge, right? Doge. Yes. He's the guy that started Elon Musk, and they're the ones sifting. I'm like, oh, wow. And what evidence do you have? You're a lawyer, right? You base yourself on research, evidence. I mean, you're a lawyer. And he goes and says, yes, he started it when he took office. Elon Musk, his bromance, and they started. I said, okay, really? Now, how about you do some research, right? You're a lawyer. Executive Order 13576 delivering an efficient and effective by the Obama administration.
What? The Obama?
Yep. So they started Dodge, right? They're the ones that started this whole thing. And again, if you Google it, it's going to say Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. It's like the internet wants to whitewash a video that Obama is saying, yes, we're going to start Doge. So I continue on with this attorney because I'm licking my chops. He goes, these tariffs are going to put us in a recession. I'm like, oh, really? Why? Well, because he's the first guy to go and do this. I'm like, really? How about it started with George Washington, Alexander Hamilton, William McKinley, Herbert Hoover, Franklin Roosevelt, and Donald Trump. All signed major tariff acts into law. Wait a minute. Oh, but that's not it. Donald Trump is the one who's picking on China. I'm like, oh, really? Why don't you then take your nice Google or ChatGPT and type in Nancy Pelosi, China tariffs of 1996. And all of a sudden you'll have Nancy Pelosi, but she actually looks like Nancy Pelosi. Now she looks like a Muppet. She's all wrinkled up in fake bad plastic surgery, right? She's now in 1996 photographed giving a whole speech on how China is abusing the United States. It sounds verbatim to Donald J. Trump. Wait a minute. Reciprocal tariffs on China is a Nancy Pelosi slogan. Okay. Let's start there on this rant. Chucky Schumer walks around with a hypocrite around his neck. And you know what? It's not just Nancy Pelosi, President Obama, Chucky. It's not just these short few people. It's all of them, right? So, this guy is a crook. Look at the money that he's making in office. This is what this attorney said about Donald Trump. I said, oh, really? The Bidens didn't make any money. Heck, you know what? Nancy Pelosi started in politics with what? Couple of $1 million? She's worth $280 million. The list goes on and on and on and on. They are so afraid now they have to use the word billionaire because they're all multimillionaires. Little broke AOC driving her little electric car. You should Google what is AOC worth, right? Let's do it right now. AOC net worth. I just want to just see what it is here, just so I don't speak net worth. Can't spell. And you're going to find out that AOC is worth, I don't know. She started out in 2018 with $8,499 in an investment account. Now she's worth how many million? Claims to be about 29 million. I don't know. I'm a financial advisor. I trade for a living, and damn, I did really good on Monday's dip. But I didn't take $8,499 and turn it to $29 million. I'm not a magician.
You must be a lousy investment advisor, or you're not a politician. Which is it?
You know what? And so, is a politician synonymous with criminal? I don't know. Do our congressmen and senators allowed to trade ahead of the market with what we will call, as the rest of the world deals with, the word insider trading? And the answer is yes. They're lawfully allowed to do so, which is where I believe all of this comes from. But again, getting off topic like I typically do, and David's just letting me go. Let's go back to the conversation with the naysayer, whether you're in Canada, whether in the U.S. Oh, really? But we're going to focus on the U.S. side, not to make David's skin crawl today. If you're going to go and talk about politics and they pick on a candidate, that they're the ones that are for this, incredible, David, give me something that someone's talking about now. It doesn't matter. Give me a topic that they're picking on politicians. We covered immigration. Well, hang on a second. Obama sent out more people than any president yet, which is kind of really funny. Next, give me another topic.
Inflation.
Inflation. Okay. So where does the highest points of inflation come from, David?
You tell us, Stuart. Come on.
Okay. Highest inflation rate in history, I believe, is owned by 23.7% in 1920. Okay. Then you would have to look at post-World War, right? That's that whole year, 2016, 2020. 1970 was stagflation, right? And in the wake of the pandemic, we had 6 to 6.5%, 6.5% in the United States, respectfully. Do you know when there was another massive amount of inflation? Under another president.
Called Joe Biden?
His name was Jimmy Carter.
Oh, yeah.
Potato
Head. Yeah, no, it was Peanut Head, not Potato Head. But that's okay.
Peanut Head. I apologize. Wrong vegetable.
Wrong legume. Let's go.
Wrong legume. And so how high did the inflation rates get? Well, I hate to tell you, a mortgage was going for 24%.
Yeah,
we're complaining about 6-7%, but mortgage rates went to 24%. So world inflation isn't a Trump-ism. It's not a Republican-ism. It's an economic-ism.
I think you got it all wrong, Stuart. You know that? I'll tell you why I think you got it all wrong. And please note the sarcasm. It doesn't matter about facts. History doesn't make a difference. Hakeem Jeffries has the balls to stand up to everybody yesterday and said, we should investigate Donald Trump because on Wednesday, right before he reversed the tariffs, he said it's a good time to buy. That is insider trading. I'm thinking, really? You really just said that? Dude, Hakeem Jeffries, you and every congressperson, come on. Okay? But again, the hysteria, Stuart, it is all about sensationalism. It's all about in that moment that whatever I say is got to be hysterical and we've got to exaggerate it. This morning, just to give you an idea, here we are talking about duty-free shops in Canada losing business because of the tariffs. And you see, it's awful. It's the worst. What are you talking about? It makes no sense what you just said. People aren't traveling to the United States for a lot of reasons right now from Canada. And you want to tell me that it's a tariff thing? Come on. Again, it's hysteria. There's a lack of fact. Now, a lot of media, if you open up Apple News, Stuart, they decide now to bring in a whole bunch of different media sources. And it would look to me like it's the more liberal, the more extreme, the better. Let's bring these crazy ones in. But you're not going to find conservative publications in there, even though I have tried just for fun to try to screw with the algorithm, and it still won't give me because the more I push to the right, it pulls me try to the left. And it's all about what Trump and his administration is doing wrong. They may have made a mistake with one El Salvadoran person, but the thousands and thousands that they got rid of, the thousands of criminals that they got rid of course, it's not going to get pressed because we need to give due process because who knows who might be the next mistake. And it might be your child. And they play that heartstring. And I'm thinking, come on. AOC, I remember running to the border crying at the fence, all these poor children. But under Obama, they were caged. They were caging children.
More cages.
Under Joe Biden, they were caging children, but they didn't matter. Facts don't matter.
No, Biden didn't cage him. Biden just lost 300,000 minors. It's even worse. Obama was the cage.
But the thing is, to me, it's just this ongoing hysteria. And when you wake up in the morning and you watch or listen to any of these liberal media around the world, it definitely in one of the headlines is going to be, what did Trump do wrong today? And, when he stood up to China and he smacked them hard, and I mean hard, and you have Kevin O'Leary and you have others who are applauding them. What do they talk about? Did you see that Apple snuck out 5 planefuls of iPhones before the tariffs went? Like, guys, you're only looking to bash Trump. But at the end of the day, there were a few reporters who had any sense said, you're missing the game, the long game. You're missing the understanding behind all this. As a Canadian, I don't love it. I don't love the way my government has been acting right now in terms of the way they're negotiating by retaliating with the United States. China just did the same thing. And instead, Stuart, of saying how this is helping American workers, the the New York Times talks about Chinese workers in China, how they're suffering with Trump tariffs. Who gives a shit? Who gives, like, why are you, why do I care? Why should I care? If I'm an American, why should I care about Chinese workers? They don't care about me. They don't care about you. They've been screwing you for years. It doesn't matter.
Nope.
Let the New York Times go to China, because that's the most important thing. Not about employing Americans, not about keeping, your economy churning. It's about employing Chinese workers. That's how cockeyed and backwards things are still. Honestly. And this is the hypocrisy that you keep. And that's why you'll go to the water cooler, you'll talk to your lawyer friend, and he's going to go, Stuart, because of Trump, Chinese workers are losing their jobs. It's terrible.
All right, David.
Stuart, wrap it up, my friend. Wrap it up. Right. Last word to you.
Here's the water cooler moral story. You don't have to get snarky. You don't have to get rude. You don't have to pledge allegiance to any party. You just got to fact check him, but not fact check him like the Democrat fact check him or liberal fact check him. But all you have to do is ask them, wow, is that the only point in history? And you've done research. Now, obviously, don't get in a dueling conversation where you're the underdog. So you always got to know the facts before you get in, like David and I try and do every morning. But remember, it's never going to be a simple aha moment. But I believe in time, education is the way to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Professor Stuart Brisgell from the University of I don't know where. On that note, folks, that's it for the Friday edition. For all our dear friends out there who are celebrating Passover, we wish you a Chag Sameach. May the matzah go down and out of your system as smoothly as possible. And until Monday, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a wonderful weekend.